Creating and billing flat rate technical services SR's video clip. The objectives for this video are to review the flat rate technical services guidelines and demonstrate a service request with flat rate technical services charges. Flat rate technical services guidelines. Flat rate technical services are a negotiated service between the customer and entrustee. Typically, these services involve equipment moves or any other special requests from the customer that fall outside the terms of the maintenance agreement. Flat rate technical services are billed on service requests. Prior to customer commitment, the respective ASM must negotiate and approve the flat rate technical service. A PO or letter of authorization should be obtained from the customer. The customer purchase order or letter of service authorization must be attached to the flat rate technical services SR. Flat rate technical services example. In the example, the customer needs to have a system moved and has negotiated with the ASM a flat rate for the labor of $2,000. One service request will be necessary in this example for the flat rate services. The SR type will be technical services. In the interest of time, the SR has been started. The system information has been entered along with the contact information. The problem summary filled in. And please note that the SR type is set to technical services. Next, we'll assign the SR owner. Then we'll add the task. So in the description, we'll put system move. We'll assign the resource and click Save to add the task. After the services have been performed, the CE will go in and complete the debrief for the task. In this case, we only have labor to report, so we'll enter in the travel time and the actual labor time. After entering in the total downtime, we'll go ahead and close the debrief. After returning to the SR form, we'll go to the Charges tab. In this case, there are 3 lines due to the fact that some of the hours are overtime. We then need to add a new line for the flat rate services. So the service activity will be field labor. The item will be technical services. And then we'll leave the unit of measure and quantity alone. Next, from the pricing tab, we need to zero out the labor lines from the debrief. Once that's done, we'll then go down to the override unit price for the flat rate technical services and enter in the amount, in this case $2,000. Next, we'll click on the Bill To sub-tab to verify the Bill To address. In this case, it's correct. Next, we'll click on the Pricing Rules tab to make sure that the PO number has been entered. And then finally, we'll go to the Order Details And we'll deselect the OM interface checkboxes for the 3 lines from the debrief. We'll then click Save, and we'll then go ahead and submit the charges. After the charges have been submitted, the total will appear in the submitted field, and then the status for that line will change to submitted. We can then go to the order status and verify the order number and make sure that the status is set to booked. Next, you can go to the order organizer and check the line items for that order. In this case, we should have 1 line item for $2,000. After that has been verified, you can then go ahead and close out the SR.